All right, Austin. Let's talk EVs.
Okay.
Cruising down South Congress,
Yeah.
windows down, maybe looking for a parking spot before you catch a show at the Continental Club.
Right.
Or you're stuck in traffic on I-35 after work, heading back from the Domain or something. If you're in an EV, that freedom to just get up and go can sometimes feel a little limited.
Mm-hmm.
You're always kind of thinking about that battery. It's especially with this Texas heat, that range anxiety thing, it can really put a damper on all the fun stuff Austin has to offer, like heading out to Zilker for a picnic or taking a road trip out to the hill country. And
Well,
then there's the whole public charging situation. I mean, who wants to be tethered to a charging station, especially when you're on a tight schedule or it's like 100 degrees out there?
yeah. Yeah, no, totally. It's a real concern for a lot of EV drivers.
Yeah.
On the one hand, EVs are super convenient for daily driving,
Mm.
but then there's always that nagging worry in the back of your mind, like what if I hit unexpected traffic or have to make a detour? What if the AC just drains my battery faster than I thought?
Exactly.
It adds a layer of stress.
Mm.
You know.
So today we're going to take a deep dive into a potential solution to this very Austin problem. We're talking about BeeCharged EV.
Okay.
They're this new company that's calling themselves a mobile EV lifeline, like an elite auto club specifically for EV charging right here in Austin.
Interesting.
Their big goal, as we understand it, is to give EV drivers in Austin that peace of mind to really enjoy their cars and explore the city without constantly stressing about their battery. So for our listeners out there, whether you're already an EV owner in Austin or maybe you're thinking about making the switch, this deep dive is all about breaking down exactly how BeeCharged EV is trying to solve these charging challenges. We'll look at their services, how widely available they are, and try to get a sense of where they fit into the whole EV landscape here in Austin. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Okay, so their core service seems to be this on-demand emergency charging.
Okay.
So imagine this. You're over by UT for a game, or you've gone for a nice scenic drive through the hill country, and suddenly you realize your battery's way lower than you thought.
Uh-huh.
Or even worse, you're driving around 6th Street on a Saturday night, desperately searching for parking, and your battery's just draining away.
Oh man, I could see how that would be a nightmare.
Total nightmare. So in these situations, what happens when you call BeeCharged EV?
Yeah, so from what I've read, they're all about speed. Like their whole model revolves around getting to you as quickly as possible wherever you are in Austin.
Okay, so they're like the EV equivalent of 911.
Basically, yeah. And the scenarios you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Game day traffic around the stadium, tourist hotspots like 6th Street. Those are exactly the kind of places where having immediate charging support could be a total game changer.
Absolutely. And they talk about these rapid response teams that they have, like strategically stationed all over Austin. And they're all equipped with the tech they need to give you a quick boost, So it's not about waiting for hours at a charging station or calling a tow truck. It's about getting you just enough juice to get back on the road, whether that's home or to a more permanent charging spot. They really seem to be leaning into this whole emergency EV charging niche specifically for Austin.
Right. Right. And if we think about why this is so important for EV owners, it really comes down to addressing that fundamental fear, that fear of being stranded.
Yeah.
It's not just a theoretical fear. It's a real factor that influences whether people buy EVs and how they use them. A service like this, it acts as an immediate safety net. It could potentially make the whole idea of owning an EV in Austin a lot less daunting.
Absolutely. Now, they also have this thing called an elite EV auto club membership.
Okay.
And it sounds like that's more than just a panic button for when your battery is about to die.
Right.
So what's the thinking behind that?
Well, when I hear auto club, it makes me think of something more comprehensive, more community focused. It's not just about reacting to an emergency. It's about being proactive, providing a higher level of service and building a community.
Right.
They're positioning it as a premium offering, almost like a specialized roadside assistance program,
Right.
but designed specifically for the unique needs of EVs in Austin.
So it's like AAA, but for electric car.
Yeah, exactly. But with a focus on the Austin market.
Gotcha. So if you're a member, you're getting more than just a quick charge.
Exactly. Like they talk about priority access for members, which means faster response times. And in a busy city like Austin, especially during rush hour or when there's a big event happening,
Yeah.
that could be a huge advantage.
Yeah, for sure.
For someone who really depends on their EV to get around, knowing that they have that guaranteed quick support anywhere in the city,
Mm,
it could really contribute to that worry-free EV ownership that BeeCharged EV keeps talking about.
makes sense. But Austin's a pretty big city. You've got downtown, you've got the university area, South Austin, North Austin, Westlake Hills, Zilker Park, the tech corridor, all the way out to the Colorado River. So how much of Austin do they actually cover?
Well, they're really emphasizing full coverage of the entire Austin metropolitan area.
Okay.
And when you look at all the specific areas they list, it really does seem like they're committed to reaching EV owners no matter where they are in the city.
So it's like they're saying, hey, wherever you are in the ATX, we got you covered.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they back that up by mentioning strategically located mobile charging units. And this is key. They have technicians who really understand Austin. They know the traffic patterns, the shortcuts, the best ways to get around during rush hour. That kind of local expertise can make a real difference in how quickly they can get to you. Their stated goal is to be the most reliable mobile EV charging option in all of Austin.
Okay, so we've talked about the emergency charging, the Auto Club membership, citywide coverage, but it sounds like there's more to BeeCharged EV than just getting a quick charge when you're in a bind?
Yeah, you're right. They're definitely hinting at a more holistic approach to EV ownership in Austin. Like they want to go beyond just the functional aspect of charging and actually enhance the entire EV experience.
Yep.
They're talking about creating more convenience, building a sense of community.
So like what kind of things are they talking about?
Well, for one, they're looking into partnerships with local businesses in Austin.
Okay.
Think music venues, which are obviously a huge part of Austin's culture.
Right.
And outdoor recreation spots like Zilker Park, Barton Springs, the Greenbelt. Imagine getting a charging discount or maybe even some other perks at your favorite restaurant or a show just because you're a BeeCharged AV member.
That'd be pretty cool.
Right. They're also talking about exclusive access to EV events and resources specifically designed to help you navigate the Texas EV landscape.
Yeah.
Things like tips for managing your battery in this crazy heat we have here.
Yeah, yeah. So it's less about just being a service and more about building a community for Austin EV enthusiasts.
Exactly. It's about fostering a sense of connection among EV owners in Austin and providing benefits that go beyond just the practicalities of charging. They're tapping into the lifestyle, the local culture.
Now, let's zoom out a little bit and talk about the bigger picture here. Austin's seeing more and more businesses switching to EV fleets, ride-sharing companies, tech companies, hotels, all sorts of businesses. So is BeeCharged EV catering to that market as well?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
They specifically mention mobile EV charging solutions for fleets in Austin. And that makes sense. As more businesses transition to EVs, whether it's for economic reasons or environmental reasons, keeping those fleets up and running is essential.
For sure.
And I imagine the big selling point for businesses would be minimizing downtime, right?
Yeah.
And maximizing efficiency.
Yeah.
For a business that relies on its fleet, every minute a vehicle is down for charging, that's lost revenue.
Right.
So BeeCharged EV is basically proposing to integrate its mobile charging service directly into a company's operations. At their offices, at hotels for guest shuttles, at event venues for staff vehicles. Just making sure that those electric vehicle fleets throughout Austin are always charged up and ready to go.
Yeah, so it's like having a mobile charging station that comes to you wherever you are.
Exactly. And it's not just about individual drivers anymore. It's about supporting the wider adoption of EVs in Austin's economy.
So it seems like BeeCharged EV is really aiming to be more than just a charging company. They're talking about building a whole mobile EV infrastructure in Austin.
Right.
That sounds pretty ambitious. So what does that actually involve?
Well, it suggests a commitment to investing in the latest charging technology, and to strategically expanding their network of mobile charging units. They're not thinking small here. They're planning for the future, anticipating that demand for mobile EV charging is just going to keep growing as more people and businesses in Austin make the switch to electric.
So their goal is to basically be the go-to solution for any mobile EV charging need in the entire Austin area.
Yeah, that's the impression I get. They want to set the standard for how convenient, how fast, how reliable, and how customer-friendly mobile EV charging can be in the whole Austin EV charging ecosystem.
Mhm.
It's about being the complete solution, not just a backup plan for emergencies.
Okay, let's bring it back to those unique Austin challenges we talked about earlier, the crazy traffic and the intense Texas heat. How does BeeCharged EV's approach address those specific problems?
Well, they actually acknowledge those issues directly.
Okay.
The traffic here, especially around big events, it can be unpredictable. You can get stuck in traffic for hours, and that can really drain your battery.
Yeah.
And then there's the heat. Being in the Texas sun for too long, it definitely affects battery performance and range.
No doubt.
So by offering this mobile charging service that comes directly to you anywhere in the Austin area, they're providing a solution that doesn't depend on you finding a fixed charging station,
Okay.
which might be miles away or stuck in the same traffic jam you are.
Yeah.
So it's like having a charging station on demand wherever you are in Austin, no matter what's going on.
Exactly. It's like a safety net, a much more flexible alternative to just relying on traditional charging infrastructure, which, as we've said, can be inconvenient and sometimes just not available when you need it.
Right.
Okay, so to wrap things up, what's the main takeaway for an EV owner in Austin who's thinking about using BeeCharged EV?
Well, I'd say the biggest benefit is peace of mind.
Yeah.
The ability to just enjoy driving your EV in Austin without that constant worry about running out of charge. It removes a huge psychological barrier that keeps a lot of people from buying EVs or using them as much as they could.
Yeah.
Whether you're exploring the city, commuting to work, or just running errands, knowing that you have this reliable charging solution at your fingertips, it gives you a real sense of freedom and security.
So they're living up to their slogan, wired, not worried about range.
Exactly. It's about enjoying all the benefits of EV ownership, the environmental benefits, the smooth driving experience without the stress of potentially getting stranded or having to change your plans because of a low battery.
So for any of our listeners who are interested in learning more about BeeCharged EV, maybe even becoming a member, where should they go?
Well, the best place to get all the details is their website. It's https://www.beechargedev.com. BeeCharged Dev membership, elite access to premium mobile EV charging solutions. https://www.beechargedev.com. BeeCharged Dev membership, elite access to premium mobile EV charging solutions.
Okay.
You'll find information about their different membership options and all the services they offer.
So joining BeeCharged EV isn't just about getting access to on-demand charging. It's about becoming part of this growing movement that's dedicated to making EVs a viable and convenient option here in Austin.
Yeah, and you're also helping to support the development of a more robust EV charging infrastructure in the city.
It definitely sounds like a service that was made specifically for the unique challenges and opportunities of driving an EV in Austin.
Right.
It really makes you think about how much easier and more enjoyable owning an EV in Austin could be if you had that backup, that mobile charging option just a phone call away.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time for more Austin EV drivers to check out BeeCharged EV and finally say goodbye to that range anxiety for good.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
All right, well, that's it for our deep dive into BeeCharged EV. We hope you found it informative and maybe even a little bit inspiring. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, everyone.